Okay. I think that's everything working as it should be. As is in the title, this is going to be a shorter stream. I only have about... This ain't right. But yeah, I only have about an hour and a half to stream, so it's going to be a bit shorter, for sure. We're just going to hang out and do some strikes, I reckon. We're going to throw this on, because it's just a fun little build for low-level content. Let's see here. I want to use a fun primary. Man, weapons level too slowly. 217 kills for level 3 on a bow. I don't know. That's 217 times I pulled the fucking arrow back, you know? I was trying out a wacky Jerfucking spell. That's what this is all about. Hey, the ornament stayed on conditional finality today. I don't know if that was in Tuesday's stream, but it just would not stay on. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I haven't really seen anything do that. I don't know why we have that going on in there. Let's get rid of that. Um, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna use. Suppose it doesn't really matter, right? We're just gonna level some stuff up. We're just doing, like I said, strikes today. It's double rep week, so just doing some strikes, just to find something to do. Basically, just because today's stream is gonna be short. I would be streaming Risk of Rain, probably. There's a couple other games I'm looking at streaming, but this seemed really simple and low commitment. Because, like, if I'm in the middle of a Risk of Rain run, having to stop in the middle of it on stream kind of sucks, and having to end the stream after like 50 minutes because I did one run and don't have time for another kind of sucks. So, yeah, I figured this was a good middle ground. Strikes take like 8 to 15 minutes, so really easy to just stop when I know I won't have time. I want to use this shotgun so badly, but it is not putting in the work I want it to be. And I don't know if that's really its fault, but feels like it. Hold on. Was it making a noise? Oh, no, there's other sounds playing. Sorry, lots of mutes today. I've been, I don't know if my allergies are acting up or if I'm getting sick, but real, lots of sinus things going on. So, sneezing and stuff. It's funny, I keep getting this strike out of the regular strike playlist. I mean, it's not strike, it's a heist, but you know what I mean. Keep getting it, which is really funny because it's the one for the Nightfall for this week. And I don't think that relates at all to how often you get it. The game is a little bit loud. We're going to turn that down. We'll go all the way down to 20. If I can get it to be 20, there we go. It's quite the name. Boss Coronet, there he goes. PM. Not even going to try that one. It's so weird doing this strike not in the Nightfall version. Finally got some GMs done yesterday, and it is not as bad as people were saying, to be honest, but still pretty slow GM, to be honest. And I was running like well with Cenotaph. I hear if you have 3 Cenotaphs, you can get it done really quick and easy. But I don't know, I haven't tried. For that matter, I saw somebody say they could get the runs down to like 15 minutes with 3 Cenotaphs, which seems wild to me, because even with like me running Cenotaph, getting somebody else on Ions with like Strand for a little bit of crowd control, and what do you call it, Arc Warlock for crazy ad clear. Even with all of that, it was still averaging like 25-minute rounds, maybe 30 minutes. But sure as hell ain't, what was it, 15 minutes? That's wild. I had one run where one of the Arc Warlock just left like right before the last room, so we had to duo. Wasn't too bad, but man, soloing this jam, that would suck. That would be awful, but I imagine that's the case for pretty much any jam, honestly. I know there are easier jams than others, but I don't reckon any jam would be very fun to solo. A challenge, but probably not a very entertaining one. Because you just have to hang back and plink away at everything for so long, and depending on the GM, I mean, it could just be not possible. You know, I doubt any GM is impossible to solo flawless, but you know what I mean. Because there's some GMs that you're just not going to have cover to attack from every time. I'm quite stuffy today, sorry about that. You know, I made this build for the fun of doing that, because Caliban's Hand is so much fun. It's probably one of the most fun exotics in the game. Not very good in high-end content, but still very, very fun. And I'm just not using it, because I'm trying to get levels on the bow. Which is pointless, because I could just, like, throw some mats into it. But then, like, what is the point, you know? Gives me an excuse to use it, whereas if I had it upgraded already, I would have no excuse. And probably not really feel like using it very much. Which is messed up, but that's just one of the downsides of the crafting system, honestly. It just makes you want to use weapons that are low level to level them up. And then if you're like me and you play a decent amount, but not like 24/7, you just end up with a lot of crafted weapons that aren't leveled up. So spend all your time using low level crafted weapons that aren't any fun to use, really. I mean, it's fun to use this bow, but that's just because it's a bow. If this was like a 150 scout rifle or a 120 hand cannon, the story would be very different. And even if it is fun to use this bow, it would be so much more fun with, you know, like Dragonfly Incandescent or whatever other crazy stuff this bow can get. Definitely like to use my super on that thing in the strike version. In the GM, we just melt it with rockets, but yeah, letting that Death Song thing, I think that opens these Shriekers, which just stay closed otherwise, which is very nice. Just leaving them closed like that. I'm not entirely certain if it opens them, honestly, because I don't think I have done a run where we haven't killed the Chorister. But I'm not completely certain. This room appears interesting because there's 2 knights. God damn it. As I was saying, there are 2... Anyway, there are 2 barrier knights that spawn in this room in the GM just completely spontaneously. Like, you can walk into it, get to where they're gonna spawn, and pass it by the time they spawn. Not sure what's up with that, honestly. But obviously that's just in the brand new GM version. Which makes it a little bit more understandable. I don't know if they'll ever fix something like that, though. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of just funny. Because if you're running like a strand kit, then you can just suspend them. If you're running an invis hunter, which if you're not running strand, you better be, then you can just tether them, basically. Or if things get dicey, just invis. You can use well on there, which I wouldn't like to do because you can use well in this room instead. So, I don't really mind that they spawn in like that. I don't know. I saw a bunch of people on the internet a little bit upset about that, and I don't see it, honestly. I thought it was kind of funny the first few times I saw it.
But the maintenance shafts are just big enough to fit you and all that armor.
Doesn't really hurt, you know?
I never knew there was a submind housed in Europa. Neither did the Vanguard's archives. Which submind is this?
I wonder how many people who run this strike and didn't do the high spec during the season don't know about this laser thing up here. Man, I always feel like when I'm doing random ass content, not having eager edge just hurts. But bipod rockets feel so good. I will never stop singing the praise of bipod rockets, bro. I think everybody's sleeping on them. Maybe not everybody, there are people who are like realizing it. That Aegis guy that made a lot of the day one stuff people were using, my team included, recommended bipod rockets. He's done a crazy amount of damage testing. They're like, I think they're the same total damage. I don't know how they stack up DPS wise. I think it's very similar though. Which is nice now that they're like that, because it's just preference, I guess. I don't know. While it is preference, it's also like, why would you not use a bipod rocket? Because they're just innately more forgiving, you know? If you miss a rocket, you got another one, and it's only half of a rocket. So, yeah. Slightly concerned that they're going to be considered too good and get nerfed. Which would suck, because, like I said, there's something so fun about firing so many rockets so frequently, and just having so many. It's just like Envy's Assassin Cold Comfort. Because you can totally get that to drop, I'm sure. I want to farm the Ghost of Deep weapons, but what a slog, dude. Like, I still want a repulsor brace roll on Unforgiven from Duality. But I've done Duality like 50 times, and I can't be bothered going any longer. Ghost of the Deep, on the other hand, I've attempted to solo flawless like 50 times, but not quite done 50 times. I think I've done it like 3, actually. I think I've literally completed it 3 times. Which is wild to think about. Because usually with dungeons, I farm the hell out of them. Oh. Fall into the abyss. Oh, that's all of them. Okay, how quickly can we melt the boss? I do not understand its immunity phases very well. Or not immunity phases, but like what causes it to teleport. Like there, it teleported, but it died. That was a pre-teleport kill. What? Yeah, I don't know. I do not get it. Another thing I do not get is strike loot being the way that it is. Because this time I got 3 Vanguard items. Okay, cool. If I could get that every strike, that'd be awesome. But I had a strike yesterday, and it was just like a random strike. It's not like I did a ton of them, but just a regular strike gave me nothing. No seasonal engrams, no Vanguard engrams, no prime engrams, no legendary engrams that contain weapons. Nothing out of the chest, just a bunch of glimmer. Which, isn't great, and it would probably be best if they put in, like, bad luck protection against something like that, because you don't want to complete an activity and receive a whole lot of nothing, you know? And, like, I'm receiving rep, but there are so many players out there who might not even, like, recognize that rep is a reward they're getting. I say so many, it's probably... Well, it strikes, you know? So there's a lot of players doing it, so especially a lot of people who are going to not be aware of that kind of thing, so... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Guardian.
We're just gonna use Sunshot, because it's fun.
Origin point is somewhere
And
around the
using
coast, near the cosmos.
Tyranny Heaven is not so fun. Would be fun if I had the perks on it, but it's gotta be like level 12 for that, so... Actually, let's see. Let's pull up Blue Engram
It'd be a shame to lose him.
and see exactly what level Tyranny Heaven gets the perks I want. Let's see, it's right here. I want Incandescent and Successful Warm-Up, so that's level 10. Not quite. What did I say? 12? Yeah, not quite 12.
Can't afford another Omnigul situation. Get in there, assess the threat, and aid Rasputin. A threat to the war mind.
I think it's really funny that they redid this strike and, like, updated it. Oh, no, not this strike. That they redid the Disgrace strike and updated it specifically for the New Light experience, I guess. And didn't do shit with, what do you call it? Devil's Lair and this strike, and just completely ported them. Doesn't really bother me personally that much, but I could understand if it did bother someone else. You know, I've never considered using like a white shader on the Ghost of the Deep armor. That looks good. Man, Sunshot feels so good, especially after the buffs. I know I wasn't doing fucking anything right then, but you know, just in general. Surprised there's... Did they not explode when they're up there? I wasn't seeing any explosions. Oh, they do. They just don't damage the other ones, I guess. Strange. Those guys just taking care of everything. Okay, this guy's using Sweet Sorrow. He's on PlayStation. What level do you reckon that Sweet Sorrow is? Okay, it's masterworked. What? 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 Wow. I'm screenshotting that. That is wild. How do you use that for that long? Yeah, Rushfoot's just 3.5. Also running Mighty Multi-Tool with, you know, a whole bunch of PvP kills on it. Wow, that's a lot of kills for just a fucking perpetual motion demo roll. I know, I thought people liked Sweet Sorrow, but I didn't realize it was like, liked it that much. I think that might be one of the highest kill counts I've seen in the wilds on a weapon. Honestly, that wasn't like AFK farmed. I assume that wasn't AFK farmed anyway. Pretty weird. Doesn't even have a memento on either. It's just a base. Would you stand still? It's just like a base shader. Well, it might have a memento on. Imagine he has the Trials memento on and he's not using the shader. No memento. Level 638. Crafted it when it came out, basically. No, he didn't. Actually, that was months after. 3 months after. That's so funny. Man, maybe I need to get myself a Sweet Sorrow and start holding mouse 1 for 100 hours.
Got access. Let's go.
I don't understand how you use a weapon that much. I wonder... Oh, I need to open it. I do wonder whether it would be more efficient to use an eager edge sword or a bipod rocket.
Com signals deep in the vault.
Anyone with a radio could have picked up Rasputin's distress call. If we don't shut it down,
Because the eager edge gives me more movement, but the bipod rocket lets me kill things faster. I was about to say the bipod rocket also gives me more movement, which is false. I am, if you cannot tell, extremely tired. Which I know I was complaining about on Tuesday too, so that's probably getting old, but just not paying much attention to trying to make sure I get to bed at a decent time, specifically on stream days. Like I did the night before last, but not last night. Thankfully I was able to sleep in a couple hours later today than I usually am. But nonetheless.
I could try to override Rasputin's system locks, but no telling how he might react. Must be some of the.
I don't remember when they added these, the like D1 strikes like this one and Devil's Lair.
It worked. Maybe too well.
Because
All that
they
raw power.
they weren't always there, obviously, but when did they end up adding them?
With the war mind, speak to it, understand it. If we are ever to reach a second goal,
I think it was at the same time as when they added the Disgraced, which is the like new light thing that's just omnigal, but again with different voice lines and stuff. At least this one's just the same as D1. Okay, we're gonna wait for. Whoa, we're gonna wait for the expl. Can you do something, Mort of Days? Okay, an explosive shank has died. Because I know last time I did this, I think I did it on stream and made a fool of myself, but I just kept running into that explosive shank that always spawns over and over again. That's at the end by the dunk. I just realized I can't see chat. That's okay, there's nothing there. Man, Sunshot's so fun. I should try to start using it during parts of my solo flawless runs. Just for the easy use. Because it does chunk things pretty good. Unlike this shotgun, man. The hell? Oh. I thought that was one of the blueberries. This architecture has always stood out to me as being very odd. I don't know if it's because it's from D1, but like this whole room is so weird. Even this room, honestly, is a little bit weird. But this one's weird in a good way. Because it's just a little bit abnormal level design. Yeah, I guess if I'm not trying to craft or trying to level a crafted weapon, I might as well be using my abilities more often.
I just want to note that Rasputin
But I will.
has a much better setup than I do. He has a secret bunker with space weapons. I live in your backpack.
Very good line. One of the better lines, at least in strikes. Look at that. Now, if this guy doesn't damage this servitor, which he is. The shotgun. Okay, well, we won't know how much damage it did. But I'm pretty sure it would have done, like, not half. I think it would have done, like, I don't want to say a third, but probably a little more than a third. And not enough to be half.
That shank's been modified to crack his system. Let's take it out.
Hello. I wish there were more bosses in this game that didn't function with immunity phases. Or had, like, timed damage phases instead of health-gated damage phases. Because it's just more fun to lay into a boss and beat it because you have the crazy DPS. And maybe that's because I do have the crazy DPS. But I think I'd like that either way. I think no matter what, that's preferred, you know? Even if it has more health. I don't know. There are upsides to health gates, I understand that. But satisfaction from completely melting a boss because you just can output that much damage is something you can't beat with health gates. Like that. Man, look at that! 1 engram, 2 engram, 2 defiant engrams, and a vanguard engram. That's 5 engrams. And a legendary drop, but that might have been from the floor.
Not even the debris.
And nothing, just shards and glimmer from the chest. But imagine that basically, except 2 engrams came out of the chest.
Thanks to you, God,
That's basically what happened
without fear of weapons in the sky.
yesterday. And that was followed by a run where nothing came from either set of rewards. Which is a really funny disparity. Speaking of disparity, bro, I haven't thought of that weapon in so long. It was like talked about a lot, and it just isn't anymore. I put a Nightfall memento on it? Man, what are those objectives? What? I don't know what these objectives mean. Anyway. Oh, those are for leveling its 30 and then you'll unlock that stuff. Okay, I get it. But yeah, like I crafted this. This is level 17. I put perks on it for PvP. And I just don't use it. Because I think it's just because I don't really like aggressive burst pulse. Which I know is like heresy, but... I don't know. I just don't really enjoy it that much. I did get a pretty decent Warden's Law. With 4th times in Frenzy. I just realized I did not know Adept Mag took away handling. That's fine, that's still worth it for the Lucky Pants combo, but... Interesting. Ah, joining part way. That's pretty unusual, actually. I don't do much strikes, but I feel like it's unusual. Sorry, just checking my phone. Here, I'll just let it pull me, honestly. Is it just me and this other guy? I'm guessing the other 2 people left. I don't know why 2 people would leave a strike like this, like, partway through, honestly. There's just no point to that. So many warlocks. Just in general. Which I'm not like... Is that it? What? Are they usually in the milk? That's odd. I don't usually notice that. I don't know if that's usually a thing and I just haven't noticed it, but... That is odd. Don't Vandals spawn eventually? I know they do. Why are they... What is happening right now? Yeah, what the fuck? I missed. That is... What? They just saw a grenade come flying out of the milk. Where is it? That's so weird. Enemies definitely do not usually spawn in the milk. Oh, is it broken? Is that why people left? Yeah, it's traverse the pit, but there's milk in the way. Can I traverse it anyway? With Eager Edge? Let's get Xeno out of the way. Yeah, this definitely isn't charging. No, I don't think I can without, like, Shatterskate. Yeah, and the milk definitely kills you. Maybe a wipe will fix it? I didn't even know you could wipe in strikes, by the way. What? Can you wipe in strikes normally? I did not know that. Oh yeah, it's fixed now. Okay. Well, that was very odd. I don't think I've ever seen it keep the milk, but not let you get rid of it. Also, don't know if I've ever seen... Surely I have seen a strike wipe. Right? Like, after like 1,000 strikes. Surely it's happened once before. I don't know. Was that 25? I got 25 damage off of that? It's really funny. Guessing that was like the furthest from the explosion sort of damage. I do like the medals, but I don't know if I feel like they're like a net positive or if they're just kind of intrusive. I think they're good because it's satisfying, but I don't know. What the fuck does skirmisher mean, you know? That's kind of my issue with them. It's just doesn't feel rewarding when I don't know what the hell it's trying to tell me I'm achieving. The motherfucker was shooting me from the weirdest angle. Well, I was hoping to keep my restoration buff up, but I don't think I did. That is a-okay though. Really shitty that shanks and stuff don't ignite off of knives like that. That would make this exotic so much more fun, because there's having the consistency. Like, don't get me wrong, like I said, one of the most fun exotics in the game. But the fact that the knives don't make like stuff like shanks ignite, I think it's... I don't know what it is specifically, but it seems like flying enemies. Either way, it should be consistent, and it's obnoxious that it's not for no reason. You know?
We've reached the portal.
You know what to do.
Like this boss, it would be nice if I could melt this boss as much as I'd like, because there ain't no way I'm killing it very quickly anyway. It's got a shit ton of health. I say that, but oh man, if I miss these shots, actually, yeah. I was gonna say maybe I can melt them, but no, if I miss that many shots, I guess a full mag of Until Its Return would have just killed that tiny one. So yeah, maybe I'm a little biased, I guess, but nonetheless, still would be more fun to be able to melt them, you know. I was really hoping that would give me knife, but no. It feels really shitty not to have any abilities on this build, which is one of the biggest issues with it is like if you miss 2 knives in a row, you no longer have a build because shit ain't coming back for a little. Darkness envelops you? This has been going on for 15 minutes? What happened before I joined in progress? I guess we did waste time wiping to fix the glitch. Whatever. Is there a difference between glitches and bugs? I know the difference between glitch and exploit pretty well. Because an exploit just isn't a glitch. It's more of an oversight, really, right? But bugs and glitches, that's like the same thing, right? I've never heard it argued not to be, which I can't say for bugs and exploits, you know? Which I do agree are very different, to be clear. I meant to get my knife back with that dodge. It just takes so long without the dodge, and I have my dodge back up already, is the thing about that, but still. Speaking of taking so long to get things back, ever since the armor charge changes, it is just so much worse to try to get ability uptime out of armor charges than it was with Charged with Light. That was so much faster back when we had Charged with Light.
That's the last of them, Elizabeth.
Good riddance, evil bastards. Until next time.
Oh, I thought he was using... Man, I should really get that helmet. I think that was from... Oh, no. This is the Trials helmet. We just had this conversation like last week. So I need to play Trials on my Warlock. Honestly, in PvP... Because in PvE I'm a Warlock main, but in PvP I prefer both Hunter and Titan. They are just stronger, in my opinion, in PvP. Solar Warlock has some pretty bonkers stuff, and if you're good, if you get good with Blink, that has a crazy potential. But there is nothing like the ease of use of Void Titan or Solar Hunter in PvP. And Warlock doesn't really match that. Arc is... nah. Arc has Arc Souls and stuff, which is helpful for like fully automatic weapons and things and certain builds. Void has Devour chaining with grenades. You can't even eat your grenade for Devour anymore. But there's Nova Warp if you get good with it. There's Nova Bomb, which is fine in PvP. I think Blade Barrage is probably better. I don't know, I haven't really used the fast Nova Bomb much in PvP lately. Like I said, Blink's good. Oh, Child. Child is really good, actually. I forget about aspects a little sometimes. Especially, like, the non-base ones. Like I said, Solar Warlock is great. With, Heat Raises letting you shoot with the glide and what do you call it? Icarus Dash existing just in general is crazy. And then there's Stasis, which has Osmiomancy and nothing else, but you have Osmiomancy, which is somehow still slept on. I don't know, I feel like it should have been nerfed in PvP by now, you know? Not that I want it to be, I'm not calling for it to be, but it definitely seems too good, right? I don't know, maybe that's me just not knowing enough about the real PvP landscape and high level, but Osmomancy seems pretty damn good to me. But yeah, then there's no other... Nothing else you can get from Stasis out of Warlock, really. Like I said, Osmomancy. There's also Freeze Rift, but you could just play a different subclass and have a lot better neutral. And then there's Strand Warlock, which has a lot of... What do you call them? The little things, you know? I like the ad density ever since the strike got changed, by the way. Fuck, what are they called? Why do we have strand shields and still not stasis shields? I know there was that one bugged shield that looked like a stasis shield. But, that's it, right? Anyway, Strand Warlock has Threadlings, that's it. Which are good. Definitely, you can perch them and then you're gonna win so many engagements after you die, which is silliness.
It's actually working.
I should try Swarmers in PvP again, honestly. Because they seem pretty good. But other than that, it's okay. I don't think Wanderer is very good at PvP. Or not, yeah, Wanderer, the Tangle one. The invincibility one's bonkers. I forgot that happened. But probably not very good unless you know how to use it really well. Is my kind of read on that. And then, let's see. You have grapple, but you're not really going to use that on Warlock because you want those threadlings, right? You want to be purging those as much as you can to try to win more engagements for free. So I don't think you'd really want to run grapple. Unless that one aspect lets you get threadlings out of grapple pretty consistently. But I don't recall. Oh hey, this is the same Warlock from the last thing. I didn't even realize you had to stand by this to make it go. What could I pick up there? That's weird. Why would you blade rush that? Alright. You always see the silliest gameplay in strike level content. Where's the scallywag? That's Outbreak with base skin. Or base, like, no ornament. That is really funny. I mean, if he's trying to get the catalyst or whatever, fair enough. Fair enough either way. Play with whatever the hell you want. It's just really funny because it's not the kind of shit you'll see if you like LFG GMs or raids and stuff. You're not going to see silly stuff like that, you know? And then, I mean, Outbreak is a bad example because Outbreak's like actually good. At least decent, you know? There are better things nowadays, but Outbreak is still like #1 primary DPS, right? With 5 nanites. I believe it is. I think Hierarchy is still behind it. Touch of Malice is #1 actually, never mind. I forgot that got buffed by like 10%. They said 20, but it was 10. I think it's because they did buff it by 20%, but because the last round is doubled, it ended up being a 10% buff. That's mostly conjecture. All I know is they said 20% and it is 10%, so that's my take anyway. God damn it, I did not get even Radiant off that. Whoa. Those are some big fucking balls, bro. I don't think I've seen them for sure, but I don't recognize those balls, man. What? Why am I doing like no damn? What is that? Have I seen that animation? Did that happen back in Forsaken? Or in Gambit? He was in Gambit, right? I don't remember. Come on, Belmog. I mean, what even is that? I guess just a Taken Servitor boss? I don't know. It feels like a weird thing to reuse because before it was like a really special boss. Still a meatball, but I guess it was in Gambit. Or if it was in Gambit, then it's not a very good point. But you know what I mean. Huh, I've never noticed that sign. This is Trustland. Isn't this all Trustland, though? I do not know. I was kind of under the impression it was. What a strange name. Trustland. I guess if it's like supposed to have like roots in a different language, then that would make a lot of sense. I only got 1 kill from that knife, and it didn't give me my knife back, so it wasn't even from the knife. Had it been from Scorch or something. Does Scorch kill, or do Scorch kills proc your knife back? Do they? I do not know. I got no kill. No kill? No clue. I wonder what Bungie's intent with Solar Hunter was. because from the very start we knew, like, okay, if knife makes you radiant from torches, then you can use the knife, like any knife, to get a kill, and then you'll be radiant, and then with the one aspect you'll get your knife back. We've known that. We've known that since the release of Solar 3.0 and Haunted. But then why does the lightweight knife even exist? Because that just makes your knife give you radiant, right? Or it makes you... I don't know, let's see what it actually does. Precision hits with this knife make you radiant. But you can just run torches and then run a good knife instead? I guess it does have a low cooldown. Still though. Same goes for acrobat dodge. In PvE it just does not. It just doesn't have a place. Because why would I want it when I could just have torches on? Which, by the way, torches used to be like plus 10 discipline, didn't it? It was plus something. Instead of minus 10 discipline. Which is a pretty, I mean, as far as downsides go on non-stasis fragments, that's big. But nonetheless, still, you know, crazy fragment. Which is why it got nerfed. Oh wow. I don't remember these guys. I think I did this strike like once on GM to Guild Conquer and that's it. Which is weird, because I don't Guild Conquer very often, I don't really care. So I don't know when I would have done that, but oh well. Do I not have the increased range fragment on? I do. Weird. The ignitions don't feel like they're reaching nearly as much as they're supposed to. Man, my knife got blown up midair. Messed up. You know, it's funny, playing through Lake of Shadows after the rework makes me kind of like nostalgic, or like miss the original. This is an upgrade. It's much less easy and fast, which is, you know, arguable whether that's an upgrade. But I don't know. We had Lake of Shadows in the game for so long, you know. And I wasn't even playing a whole lot for all that time. Can you still melt the boss? Nope. Why wouldn't it be given a health gate? And I fucked that up again. Oh, wait, what? I'm glad they updated the boss. I don't think it's a unique model, but I'm glad it's not. Well, actually, is it the same? No, it totally... That is a red workable. Right? I think it is. Come on, Nova Warp guy. Which, by the way, Nova Warp in PvP, or PvE, that's huge.
And that's the last of them. Guardian, you have my thanks. Especially for continuing to keep the EDZ safe amongst all...
Yeah, see, that time I think I got nothing.
Far from home.
I might have gotten engrams, I wasn't paying attention. Funny, I just gave that guy an endorsement. I thought there was like a cap on those. Like you couldn't give endorsements so many times in a row or something. I don't know. I thought at least like a strike back to back you wouldn't be able to, but maybe it's like 10 minutes and we hit that threshold like barely. Not certain. Without the streak, I'm not earning very much rep, I don't think. Let me check on mobile just how far along I am on the rep since I started grinding it. Totally did not get distracted and not do that whatsoever. Let's see. Yeah, I'm rank 5. I was rank 1 or like 0 or whatever. I was at 0 rep when I started the stream, so
Down our missing fire.
that's not bad, but the early ranks are really quick, so
Once you
I
locate
don't
the
know.
hive
That probably would have been one
my
GM
scions will help you sever its
with
connection to
a
the
full
loose
streak
world.
going. So I think one GM with full streak going gives you like 1,000, which is like a full rank up even later on, I think. I don't know, does it go above 1,000? It might. My mouth is, like, my tongue is starting to get really itchy, which is kind of making it swollen. So, that's making it a little harder to commentate. Which is really weird. I have to imagine I ate something I should not have. But, not a big deal. Let me actually sit up and get closer to the mic, though. Should probably mute before I move my mic, because it squeals. I forgot these were even in the Strike playlist. I haven't gotten a PsyOp in a little bit since... Actually, I think I did some on Tuesday, now that I think about it. Which is not that long, but you know what I mean. Seeing light bearers in more and more activities is nice. So that is one perk of PsyOps and like other battlegrounds being added to the Strike playlist, because I know that's a hot topic. People don't seem to like that very much, which on one hand I agree, because it allows Bungie to be complacent in giving us like one strike per year, which is a wild way to put it. I just realized we are getting one strike per year. If there's a problem with giving... I don't know, because I say that, one strike per year, one strike per year, but this is a strike that came out after that one strike per year. It's just not a strike. It's a PsyOp. It's a battleground, you know? So if you don't count battlegrounds as a strike, and you look at it from that kind of perspective, yeah, it's one strike a year. Which I don't want to equate to one PvP map a year, because PvP maps get stale a lot easier than strikes do, I reckon. Also more of a big deal when they get stale. With strikes, it's like, oh well. I don't think anybody is coming back to this game to play strikes, you know? I just don't think that's what people play this game for. If it is, that'd be my guess, but I have to imagine this is not the core content that people want to engage with. But PvP, on the other hand, there's a bunch of people who just play PvP. Maybe not just, but like, whether or not it's exclusively PvP, it's a lot of PvP and a lot of not the rest of the game. And when you're doing that, it gets old fast. And I don't even play a lot of PvP, and I think that it has gotten old, many of the maps. Because, I mean, if you're playing the same thing for years. But that issue has been talked to death, so not really any point in talking about it much more right now that we already got stuff happening for it. Like the new PvP strike team and then like a map pack. I'm really worried that they're gonna kind of like backhand us and be like, well, you know, you got all these Crucible maps, why are you upset that Final Shape had no strikes? I doubt Final Shape will have no strikes, but you know what I mean. I wonder if they'll change the strike experience with Final Shape. Because right now, the way it's been in Witch Queen and Lightfall is you can do the Legendary campaign, and it's pretty difficult. Not like stupid difficult, but, you know, decently hard. It's very enjoyable difficulty, in my opinion. Probably some of the best, like, content there is in the game is running through the Legendary quest, honestly. I quite enjoyed it, is my point. But, as I was saying, while you're doing the Legendary campaign, you get to the point where you have to do a strike in the campaign, because that's just how the campaigns go. And then you hop into the strike, and it's in, like, baby, easy, regular strike mode instead of Legendary, because there's not you can't choose like a legendary difficulty of a strike, you know? That's like a Nightfall thing. And I really hope with the campaign this time they're going to incorporate legendary strikes into the campaign, if you're doing legendary campaign. Because that seems right. That seems like the thing to do, right? Sucks for solo players, I guess. No, it doesn't, because I mean the randoms are going to be doing the legendary campaign up to that point anyway. And if they're queuing with you, they're not being carried because they're in match made, which means that they probably did it solo. So, I mean, there's just no issue there, you know? God damn it. Oh, I wonder if yeah, I'm gonna put on Eager Edge just preemptively. Let's do some damage first. I just lost a bunch of ammo, but, well. Yeah, that's fine. If you don't know why I'm putting on Eager Edge, it's to test if you can still refresh the chests. Like you could back in Risen. Risen? Yeah. Because you could refresh the end chests by just walking back to a loading zone. I doubt you can because it's a strike, and I imagine there are different mechanics in place. Otherwise, we would have run into this issue before. Because, like, we've known about this since, like, Opulence? Is that what added the menagerie? I don't know. But we've known about it a long-ass time. Bungie has, is my point. So I'm sure they wouldn't design something. I mean, they knew about these activities being like you could do that in this activity before they made it a strike as well. So I'm sure they fixed it. We will find out. I hate that it's just not enough. Just barely not enough. Literally one spear away. Why? What is the point of that, bro? I don't know if it's me doing something wrong or if the game's just making it that way. And that's I don't know, feels like a silly decision to me. I don't really get the point of that. Because every time that you pick up one of those spears, it is just barely not enough to kill the Savathun things. Anyhow. I was about to say I'm getting no heavy, but there we go. I think that means, yeah, if I keep killing things, I'll get some more. Okay. One of those bricks gave me 4 heavy. On a sword. Which is a little bit silly. Did she just cast the Blade Barrage thing? I didn't realize the aspects could do that. Did I? I don't know, I forgot. Anyways, like, either way. Yeah, I knew that could happen, but still, yeah, I had forgotten that happened. Do we have psyops in the Nightfall rotation? Probably not, right? Because these are, I don't know, these are too short for that. Which, by the way, creates quite the imbalance. Like, some of these strikes have been like 11 minutes, but this one's gonna come out. I guess this one will come out to like 10. I don't know, it won't be that different actually. Which is surprising, you know, that they end up being designed in such a way that they're not too many. There he goes. Stole your tingle. Zambly the Enlightened. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait. No, this isn't one you could do the chest on. I'm thinking of something else, for sure.
Speak, Guardian.
Yeah, no, this ain't.
Sure it's something I want to
No, I'm thinking of,
looking down my list of targets.
I guess just the other psyops, right?
You come to me.
Because you definitely can't on this one. Doesn't make any sense. What am I seeing over there?
Running one op together doesn't mean you know me.
Well,
I just want someone worthy of being hunted. Someone bad.
okay.
Like a freshly wounded legionary, eager to prove.
Crow has been out of the spotlight for a while, which I think is good. I think he was such a focus for so many seasons, so I think it's overall a positive that he's been less of a focus, honestly. I reckon we'll go one more, because it's about time for me to stop. I won't be able to do one after that, and also, I am just exhausted today. It is pretty hard to keep up commentary and stuff. I don't know if it might be because I'm not hydrated enough, honestly. But it doesn't help that whatever I ate has made my allergies all upset. But oh well, not like it's a big deal. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Phoenix Protocol with hierarchy of needs. What's up with that? Is it good? Wonder how Strand Titan would do with the GM this week. Because it would have crazy ad clear, right? And you'd have ad control pretty down pat. I feel like the perfect combo might be a well lock, just because you gotta have a well lock. An Invis Hunter, and probably Omni Hunter, and maybe a Strand Titan, honestly, because I don't know. With this week we have Arc Surge, so Arc Warlock is really good for ad control. A lot of people are running that. But Strand Titan, I don't know. I think it has potential. Oh wait, it's Strand Surge 2, right? Right. I think it is. I don't think this gives me full ammo. I think I wasted that. Yep. Well. But yeah, it is Strand Surge, so maybe Strand Titan really is the move. I will have to see about that. I haven't really played on Strand Titan much myself, other than, like, Banner of War a little with Strongholds. Which is fine, by the way. I think it's been way too overhyped. It has very little use in the context of a GM. Or a day one raid or something. It's just no utility, you know? But, it's fun, you know? But I think some other builds are more fun, like this build, when I use it correctly. Like that. That's fun. I killed that Zion. That's fun. It's basically nukes out of your knives. Like that. That's fun. I need something fun. But the Stronghold build, I don't know. I don't think it hits as hard as people are trying to sell it as, but I guess that's just kind of how YouTube works. Oof. Whoops. You don't really want to undersell a build, because you don't really even want to risk undersell. You don't even want to same sell a build, you know? You want to oversell every build, because that's how you get clicks. Kind of sucks that that's the landscape. Also, so one of these people is using Vexcalibur, I think. Does it have like a Vex effect when you put up your shield with Vexcalibur? Because that's dope. I did not know that. Still won't make me ever use it, because it's not good. And I'm not saying that because I hate glaives. I like glaives. I just think Vexcalibur sucks ass. But that's neat. If it does have like that Vex effect. Yeah, this guy's using it. Yeah, it totally does. Shield again. He's not shielding again. Oh well. Also, what the... What? Maybe I'm forgetful, but I don't think I've ever seen that boss right there.
Land tank is grinding up Nessus for Cabal munitions. That's been
That's
the Vex plan for
odd.
centuries.
If either side were competent, they'd have wiped each other out already.
Maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know.
So the task falls to us.
That's a neat sparrow effect. I don't think I've recognized that. It's so hard for me to use something other than always on time. Just having that extra speed is... why wouldn't I, you know? Yes, the aesthetics of other sparrows are great. But I could also get the activity I'm doing done like 1.5 seconds faster, you know? Which, for some reason in my brain, is worth not having the aesthetics. Which is weird, because I focus a lot on fashion in this game, honestly. But as far as sparrows go, I cannot give up that speed. Then again, if there were ornaments that gave you, you know, +2 in a stat, I'd probably do that, even if they looked like shit. So, I guess that's just my desire to be efficient and try to get the most out of things where I can in this game. I like the dropships in this game. I never really think about it, but now that I am randomly thinking about it, it's neat. I like it. I don't like how Sunshot gives them a fire effect. Does Sunshot scorch? Oops. Does it scorch when you shoot things? No. Why does it do that to the vehicles then? Like the spawn ships and things. Like that guy's not scorched. What's up with that? But if I shoot this, it has that effect. And it lasts as long as it stays around. I know it just left and it instantly went away. But I'm pretty sure it's just as long as it stays around. That's a odd place for a corpse again. Man, Sunshot is so fun. It was good before the buffs this season to hand cannons, but it is so good now. Hey, look at that. Oh, it didn't say. Weird. It was staying for a very long duration before, but maybe that's a bonus glitch. Who knows? Once again, don't know what the fuck Skirmisher means as a medal. Any of those medals, really. Not any of those medals, but a bunch of those medals. Just words that... I don't know. Maybe I'm judging harshly. I don't actually pay that much attention to them. Maybe Skirmisher's a weird one out, you know? I hate the waiting period in this specific battleground. We just sit around and wait for these enemies to spawn. Makes this battleground last longer than it really needs to. No, I was so close to killing it before I got knocked back. Oh wow, I did not mean to get the boss with that. Wanted to pick up that ball, man. Stole the ball. It's so sad. Should be it, though. I will say it's... I don't know if this is a feeling a lot of people share, but it is disorienting to go from, like, strike to strike or activity to activity that uses the same location. Because then, in this thing, it's like... Oh, I'm traveling through this, but I'm not starting, you know, that one strike. I'm ending this one battleground. And I know, I can just like look on the top right of my screen, but hopefully that's not just me. I guess technically I could say hopefully that is just me, because then other people aren't being bothered by it, but you know what I mean. Give me Radiant. Kill the boss. Crazy. Does Banner of War work with glaives? Surely it does, right? But it's only like a 20% buff, right? Less, even? I thought it was only a 10% buff, but I doubt that. On swords, I mean, with damage. I know it buffs the super by 40%, which is good. But, I don't know how much it buffs swords by. Also, I could have killed the boss. Whoops. Just not paying attention.
I think these Cabal like you. They keep coming back.
No exotic engrams today. Not once.
Got light to spare.
Which is strange, because they're pretty common. There's the Hinterland Helmet, which is the new ritual armor that they added as like an apology or something. The helmet's pretty good, actually. That is not bad. It does not shade super good. The bone just doesn't shade at all. So I don't know how I feel about that, but other than that, looks good. I'm sure that would work with a bunch of different builds. That is an awfully Titan-looking warlock. Is that? Huh. Interesting. That is a really Titan-looking warlock. Neat. I'm gonna take a screenshot of all of this, actually, and then probably circle the warlock. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool fit. I should have looked at what that cloak was, because that was very Titan-like. Which is neat. That's interesting. Anyway, as I said before we started that's gonna be the end of it, I reckon. I've got to go pretty soon. I can't guarantee I can get another strike done in that time, and I'm exhausted anyway, so going for much longer is probably fruitless anyhow. Thank you for watching, if you did, and I'll be back eventually, probably Monday, if not Monday, Tuesday, if not Tuesday, but I'm dead. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Anyhow, that's the end of it.